You're live. You're live. You're live. You're live. You're live. You're live. G'day everybody and welcome back to another live stream here on the YouTube channel. Today we're doing a season preview for the 2025 season. Should be I haven't even started the camera. Redo that. Take two. G'day everyone and welcome back to another stream here on the YouTube channel. And today we are going live for holy lag. Okay. Today we are going live for a bit of a season preview for the 2025 season. Should be an alright stream. We'll wait for a few more people to tune in, and then we'll actually get into how all tonight's going to work, what I'm doing, what you guys can expect from the season preview, and what makes my stream better than Chris's stream. Holy, is my audio bad? No, it's not too bad. Well, it's just been for that one part. Maybe I don't know what just happened there, to be honest. Maybe I'll move the mic back a bit. But yes. We'll wait for a few more people to tune in. And then, we might actually get into the first thing. May as well explain it now, what we're doing tonight. So, the way tonight's going to work, we're going to... we're going to go in alphabetical order, starting with Adelaide, ending with the Western Bulldogs. We're going to, in depth, go through every single AFL club. Maybe spend like 10 minutes on each club just to drag out the stream a little bit. Talk about their new recruits, how good they're likely to be this year. Maybe what else? I'll say my opinions on them, how I think they're going to go. Ask the chat how they think they're going to go. I did put a poll out saying that I wanted everyone to take part in to ask them where they think their team's going to finish. And mostly everyone went first. Mostly everyone said they want their team. They think their team's going to finish first, which is honestly fair enough. I don't know what I was thinking doing that, but holy shit, that's crazy. I'm going to chuck something up on the Insta story, which is a reminder. Followed me on Instagram and TikTok. Doing that, as you'll see lots of other content over on those platforms, short form content, which might actually be enjoyable for some of you guys. I posted a Craig McRae interview over there, which was out of my members, which was out of my members video, which some of you may have already seen, but maybe you haven't. Fair enough if you haven't, because I think the membership count has dropped down a bit, which is all right. Don't expect everyone to spend money on me. Don't expect that from any of you guys. Obviously, it'd be nice, but definitely don't expect it for someone as my size. And you'd argue the amount of members I do have, pretty good for my channel size. But I won't get into that currently. I'll check chat in a second. I don't even know how active chat is currently, but we'll check chat in a second. All right. CJ Coast, g'day. How are we? Hope you're going well. I'm going well. Birdo, how are you, mate? I hope you're going well. Is the audio bad?
Birdo, how are you, mate?
Do I need to turn this down, maybe? Is that better at all? I don't know what's going on with the audio tonight, to be honest. Is that? I don't know. I don't even know. But I'm going to leave it at that because I don't think I can fix that at all. SKIPPA FC, how are we? I might start a donation goal. Just get one up and going. We'll do 5 super chats. Oh, we'll do 5 super chats. $5 and higher. 3-hour time limit, and I'll do a punishment. Punishment of chat's choice. But it has to be within reason. Like, I'm not going to go to fucking Hawaii and drink lava. Like, has to be within reason. All right, I'd almost argue we get up and running. We get up and running, and then hopefully drags in a few more viewers. Okay, we'll get the first graphic up. I didn't spend much time on the graphics, so if you think they look shit, they look shit, okay? Just giving you the heads up. Okay, we've got the Adelaide one up first. Pop that there. Maybe move me over here. Might even make myself larger. All right. How you been? I've been good, Berto. I've been good. Hope you've been good. How's your day been? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, Berto. Well, let me go through this things just so I'm not like yapping. All right, 10-minute timer. Let's yap on about this. Lag, is it actually? Let's yap on about this. Lag, is it actually? Yeah. It might have been before, but I think it's chill. No, I think it's chill. All right, well, I'll just continue. If there's more lag, let me know, Berto. Yes, Adelaide's a bit of a... I personally don't think the Crows are going to go well this year. A lot of people do have them possibly playing finals. So a lot of people do possibly have them playing finals this year. I disagree with that take. I think they're going to drop heavily this year. They didn't have a great 2024. They did not have a great 2024 at all. But I think they'll probably drop a bit more this year. It's good now. Yeah, that's good. I think Josh Rochelli's out. Is he out? I swear he posted something on Instagram that I literally saw like 10 minutes ago, and he was in hospital maybe? I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all his injuries. Phoenix Chris, Tex Walker's retired, so it's a massive out, but obviously he's not. I think Tex Walker's fine. I think he's one of the big players in the AFL who isn't injured, but he's probably not. The Crows can't really be relying on him too much anymore. Obviously, he's getting to the stage where he'd almost be considering settling down a bit on his career, maybe even start considering retiring within the next year or two. I think he probably retires this year. I think we're going to have a lot of big-name retirements this year. Well, big-name retirements in my head. Obviously, you got Tex Walker's likely one. Nat Fyfe, I think, could retire this year. Steele Sidebottom, I reckon, is gone. Pendlebury, I think, will sign another year. Mason Cox is gone. Yeah, it's going to be... Who else are some old players in the AFL that I'm missing? Maybe Jeremy McGovern. Jeremy McGovern could be gone. Yeah, you never know. You never know with the AFL these days, and guarantee you there'll be some medically retired ones as well. So Crows, back to the Crows now. I haven't really paid too much attention to their fixture. Who have they got round one? Who have the Crows got round one? Is a question we should be asking ourselves. Round one, we've got the Crows taking on the Saints at the Adelaide Oval. So you think they get the job done there, 12:35 Sunday. You'd argue that you think the Crows get that one done, but the Saints could be on for a big year this year. I have them definitely doing a lot better than the Crows this year, but if I'm basing it off my ladder predictions comment section, then I'm a fucking moron and I don't know anything about the AFL, so my opinion doesn't matter. But it's all right. I think I want to get the chat's input on this. Where do you guys think the Crows are going to finish this year? I think Burr said 16th. He's at 15th. 16th or 15th for me. Yeah, right. G'day, Bob Bell. How are you going, mate? What else can I say about the Crows? Recruits. Did they pick up anyone? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had a pretty boring trade period. I don't think they picked up anyone. I think they traded away a few people. Did they? What did the Crows do in the trade period? I don't think they're Draft. They picked up Sid Draper from memory in the draft period. He should be all right. I don't think he played in any of the practice games. Then again, I really don't know. I think this team could go one or two ways. Some people having them finishing high, other people have them finishing low. If you've seen my ladder predictions, if you haven't seen my ladder predictions, you're probably better off watching that now and then coming back to the stream. So I'm going to be talking a lot about ladder predictions, and I'd rather you give that a view than sit here watching my stream and just hear me spoil the entire video for you. But yeah, in my ladder predictions, I did have the Crows finishing 17th. I think they're going to drop heavily this year. Look, that was a bit of rage bait. I don't think they're going to finish second last in the ladder. I think that's more likely to be a potential West Coast Eagles or a North Melbourne. And yeah, I don't know. Not entirely sure with the Crows in 2025. Have we got any Crows supporters in the chat? I don't think so. Crows, I think, will run 13th. That's a fair call. I think that's potential. G'day, Jesse. Yeah, g'day, AFL Club YT. How are you going, mate? They did have a good preseason. That's what I will say. Preseason games. Match them, they took on Port Adelaide, and I'm pretty sure they won that by like 44 points. That could be spot on. I'm pretty sure that's spot on. 44 points, I believe they won by. But that's the showdown. You never know with the showdown. That could go either way. Adelaide could be 18th on the ladder. Port Adelaide could be first, and it'll still be a close clash. Showdown, absolutely crazy game. And preseason, definitely full of an upset. I think Port Adelaide probably would have been favourites going into that. That's probably who I was going to back in. That's for sure. And then last week against Brisbane, they pulled off an upset. The reigning premiers, the Brisbane Lions, Adelaide Crows bet them by 3 points, maybe 2. That was a close game. That came down to the final wire. The one game I didn't watch. That should have been Brisbane's win. I think they definitely let one go there. They should have won that. But yeah, premiers usually start the season off very, very rocky, as we've seen the last couple of years. But I'll get into that next, as Brisbane are up next. What's Club YT saying? I'm kind of pissed at the moment. Dons versus Suns games cancellation, but I kind of get why. Yes, I may get into that in a sec, maybe later, about the game cancellation. It doesn't affect me at all, because I am going to the opening round. For those who don't know, I'm going to Collingwood v Giants. I know of other people who are going to that game, but I don't think I'm allowed to say who, so I'm not going to say it on stream. But I do know of other people who are going to that, like in the community. And then, but yeah, it shouldn't affect my game at all. Because some people think that the entire round might get called off, because 2 games in one round, that's a bit dull. But they can't do that. Some people, like myself, have already booked accommodation and all that, and you can't just, not to do the games. So, I think they'll keep it going. I think if they were going to cancel the entire round, we would have heard something by now. So, obviously, they did cancel Suns v Dons and Cats v Brisbane, but those games don't really affect me. And I wasn't going to be able to watch Cats v Brisbane because I'm going on school camp tomorrow, which is why I'm doing the stream today. I want to do this stream maybe on it wouldn't be Thursday. That's when I wanted to do this tomorrow night, but because of school camp, I won't be able to do that. Views have been quite low today, so if you do have any friends who are quite into the AFL, even if you think that they won't enjoy this stream, just send it to them, get them in for literally a couple of minutes. Maybe I'll persuade them to give me a quick little sub. Jesse, Collingwood game you were at was so close. Just kidding. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed it as a Pies fan for sure. I'm going to watch the Aussies v Indy ICC Champion semi-final. Yeah, well, watch that. But I have the Jay Thomas stream in the background, chatting with myself. I'm going to both games in Sydney this week. Well, I might see you there. I'm pretty sure you have mentioned that you're going to be there. So yeah, maybe I'll see you there. G'day, the playlist guy. Hope things are going well. Well, now that I've got a few more people flooding into the stream, how do you guys think the Crows are going to go this year? Because I was speaking to a few other people in the chat. Well, Bell reckons the Crows will run 13th, and I'm pretty sure Burrow said 15th or 16th. So, yeah. I might actually pull up injuries. Who's injured going into the start of the season? Because there's too many injuries, I just can't keep up with them at this point. Team. games. Adelaide. I was not saying on the AFL app anymore. Unless the Crows have no players who are injured, which is literally never the case. Wait, what? No way the Crows have no injuries. The AFL app mustn't say it yet. Yeah, the AFL app mustn't say it yet. Travis Head equals goat. Adam Zampa equals ugly haircut. Bang! Goes AFL Club YT on Adam Zampa. What's up? Yeah, can I skip it? What's up with Jesse Lou? What's that about? I don't understand that at all. Yeah, there's not really. I feel like I've said pretty much all that can be said about the Crows. They obviously finished sort of the middle of the table last year, from memory. Don't mark my word on that, but from memory, they finished sort of middle of the table in 2024. Oh, they finished bottom 4. That's right. They finished 15th. That's why I had them dropping this year. That's why I had them dropping more this year, despite some people thinking they have potential to even make the 8. I don't see. I think there's a lot more teams that are definitely better than the Crows going into this season. So I don't know if there's any Crows supporters in the chat, but yeah, from my knowledge, I think the Crows should be quite low this year. Just a joke. Yeah. Just had a fight at my school today. Hope you weren't a part of it. That's the 10 minutes after, so we're going to move on to the Brisbane Lions now. We are going to move on to the Lions now. There we go. Now, the Lions, the reigning premiers. Where do I even start with these boys? The reigning premiers, hoping to go for that back-to-back flag. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. It's a bit boring to back in a back-to-back flag, but realistically, from what we do know, the Lions are probably the most informed side. You'd argue the Cats are probably up there, but you have to wait until the actual season starts to know that for sure. Yeah, Lions trying to keep that back-to-back dream alive. We've noticed with the last few years that teams who come fresh from a premiership usually start the season very, very slowly. It takes a little bit to get into rhythm of being a good side again. We saw it previously with Collingwood. Obviously won the flag 2023. Started the season 0-3, winning their first game against, surprisingly, the Brisbane Lions in round 4. I want to say round 4. Right, no, we bet the Lions twice last year, so technically, who's the real premiers, Brisbane or us? So we may not have won the flag last year, but we beat the people who did win the flag, so that makes us the best team in the league, does it not? Anyway, stop yapping. Then Geelong won the flag 22. It's had a very rough season, 2023, finishing 12th on the ladder, so that wasn't great for them, for sure. G'day, can viewers join chat? Yeah, it's a little annoying that viewers aren't here, but it's alright, I wanted to do this stream, and I'm going to push through the stream. But yeah, everyone, please leave a like on the stream. If you haven't yet. I was not on the 5. You don't see Brisbane getting out of the 4. Yeah, I think Brisbane probably do finish top 4 this year. I have no reason to have them dropping. Realistically, from what we know, they're the best team in the league. They did lose to the Crows last week by 3 points. And how did they do on the match sim? They versed, obviously, Collingwood, Gold Coast. But that was a bit of a strange game because you played 2 quarters of footy and there wasn't really enough for any team to show their full potential. Obviously, Collingwood lost both of them. So, but then two quarters were the actual AFL team. And then another 2 quarters were reserves. You can't get much out of 2 quarters of football. So last week is pretty much what we're basing it off. It was a high-scoring game, close clash. Pre-season typically means very little. Take 2018 into account. Gold Coast versus Freo. It was either match sim or pre-season match. Freo absolutely dominated all game. Bet the Eagles were 40-plus points. And then we all know what happened in 2018. Won the flag. The Eagles... And I don't even know where Freo finished, but I don't think it was in the 8. You never know with Geelong. Is there a way I can express my thoughts later on? Yeah, in the chat. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to say my opinions, but I also want you guys in the chat to tell us your opinions. So yeah, anyone in the chat who wants to tell me how they think the Lions are going to go this year, be free to. Read last. You said just a joke. That's your last comment. So if you said something before that, I must have gone through. Another reminder, just going to quickly put it out there, I've got a tipping comp. Third place, $15. Second place, $30. First place, $100. Just quickly promote that out. If you want to join, link in the description. Not going to promote that too much tonight, though, but we'll just quickly point that out. In my live predictions, I did have them finishing, from memory, third. Don't think they're going to finish first. I'm going to go Geelong in first. But, yeah, again, we'll get to that later once we actually get up to Geelong. I think there's certainly a lot of potential for the Lions going to this year. A lot of young talent. One being Will Ashcroft, last year's Norm Smith medalist. He should be on for a good year this year, you'd hope. Levi Ashcroft, his brother. Apparently, he's rumoured to be better than his brother Will Ashcroft, but obviously we're going to have to wait and see. Who else we got in there for young talent? Kai Loman, he's relatively young. He's like Nick Dacos' age. He didn't play a full season last year, I don't think. Oh, wait, did he? Okay, he either played every single game or played half a season. That doesn't help at all, but I'm pretty sure he didn't play many. I'm pretty sure he played like half a season last year. But he had an outstanding final series, kicked 4 goals in the grand final, and just seems to get everywhere. He's a small forward, but he just gets everywhere around the ground. He can fly high, he can kick straight. He's pretty much all you need as a small forward. Jesse, on Friday there was an NRL game in Brisbane, but the game in Brisbane got moved to Sydney. Yeah, let me check DMs real quick, Skipper. I'll just have a quick little glance at it. Jesse, I swear, you say anything bad about Carlton, I'll head to your house, hide in your shed, sneak in at night, and smother you in your sleep. Righto, Skipper. Cheers for the information about that. Anyway, Carlton's up next, so you will say, how much longer are we going to yap on about Brisbane? Yeah, about 5 or so minutes. How does everyone think the Lions will go this year? How does everyone think the Lions will go this year? Are they going to go back-to-back? Will they not go back-to-back? Will they get the fucking wooden spoon? Will they lose to Collingwood by 100 points? Who knows? Who bloody knows? Lachie Neale, absolute gun of the game. Eric Hooper's going to have to step up a lot more this year, obviously, now that Joe Danaher is retired. Eric Hooper has to step up a lot more this year. Has to kick a bit more straighter. I think Logan Morris is going to be on for a big year. He might, in the next couple of years, be up to standards for Joe Danaher, which has got a big name to live up to. So, you really can't rely too much on Logan Morris, the bloke who had a happy meal before his debut. I don't know if it was a happy meal, but he definitely went on a bit of a Macca's run before the game. I think Logan Morris has a lot of potential. Who else is there for the Lions? I think Kadeen Coleman's back round 1, or was supposed to be opening round, but I think Kadeen Coleman's back round 1. That's pretty big. Oscar McInerney seems to be recovering well. He did not do too well obviously, but he did not end the prelim final very well. Obviously, dislocating his shoulder from memory. Missing out on winning a flag, which is quite heartbreaking because if the Lions don't win it this year, you'd argue Oscar McInerney might not be able to ever win a flag in his career. But you never know. Never know with the AFL. Darcy Fort, I doubt he will get many games this year unless obviously McInerney is out. But I don't think Darcy Fort's not too bad. I wouldn't mind seeing him rack up a bit more games, but obviously you're going to choose McInerney over Darcy Fort any day of the week. Jesse, tonight I did not have air. I had a bin for dinner. A bin. Righto then. Everyone, leave a like on the stream if you guys haven't already. Would be much appreciated. I don't know why views are down so low tonight. It's almost surprising. Because I'm having a look at Chris's stream. Even his views aren't going too well. I've pretty much said all I can about the Lions. Pretty much. I'm in your bin. What? So the Lions were supposed to play this Thursday night. Obviously, game got cancelled due to the cyclone. Game cancellation, which is a little unfortunate, I won't lie. Postponed. When has it been postponed to again? Have they said when it's postponed? I think it has. They might have, though. And then Saturday was supposed to be Gold Coast vs Essendon, but that also got postponed. So when's the actual first game? I believe it would be round 1 against the Swans. The Lions' first game of the year is against the Swans, round 1, 4:15 p.m. on the Saturday, Arvo, at the SCG. So the Swans' home game, look at these odds. Well, you won't be able to see them, but the odds are $1.90 to $1.94. Swans' favourites going into this. I think it's simply just because of the home ground advantage, but you think closer and closer to the game, they will maybe win that, the Swans. The Lions. Will at least certainly be favourites. So, yeah, that's my take of the Lions. I reckon they probably finished third, rising up a little bit higher. I don't think they've got what it takes to go back-to-back. I think it's pretty hard. You got to be a pretty damn good team to go back-to-back. But if there's anyone who's going to do it, the Lions, they're the only team who can do it. They're the only one with a premiership to their name currently. So I don't know where I was really going with that. On my TV, I'm watching the Cricket Australia-India. Yeah. Right. I'm surprised the cricket's still going. I thought that was done ages ago, to be honest. And what can I say about the line? I think, is Devin Robertson back? I don't think he is. Tom Duday's got his ACL. Kadeem Coleman, so he's not back. Kadeem Coleman's still got his ACL. Darcy Gardner, why is every fucking Brisbane player got an ACL injury? Darcy Gardner. Sarcevic has got a concussion for 1 week. That's all it's saying on the AFL app. I feel like I can't trust the AFL app. But that is... I'm going to move on now. I'm going to move on to the Carlton Blues now. So SKIPPA FC is still in here. Here you go. $5 and I'll say only positive things about Carlton. That's the wrong graphic. Okay. Now, Carlton obviously probably deserves to finish higher. Yeah, g'day, play this guy again. The Blues had an all-right season last year. They had the better home and away season than they did final series, of course. Finished in the 8. One of the only 8 teams who can say that they can finish in the 8. What a stupid thing to say. One of the only 8 teams who could say they finished in the 8. Obviously played finals in 2024. Didn't do too well come final series. Nearly went scoreless in that first half of football. I'm not going to let you forget that at SKIPPA. Nearly went scoreless in that first half of football against the Lions in the Elam final. Ended up being a relatively close game. They scored 70 points in the second half, pretty much. Basically 70 points in the second half. But not enough to win the game, of course. Paddy Cripps, Brownlow medalist last year, hopefully going to be a 3-time Brownlow medalist this year. Praying that's not the case. Hoping to back my boy in Nick Dacos for this year. I think the Blues are definitely in finals contention again. Premiership contention, we'll see. We'll see about that one. It could be interesting. It could be all right. The Blues could be all right going into this year. Jesse, I'm eating your bin. Righto then. Curnow, is he back? Why do I feel like he's out for longer? Why do I feel like he's not playing round 1? Why do I feel like Curnow's still injured? Why do I feel like Curnow's still injured? I can't trust AFL app because AFL app is saying Carlton have no injuries, which I know is not the case. They have arguably the most injuries in the competition, which is one thing I will say. Carlton's injuries could kill them in the first half of this season. Could be very similar to Collingwood. I'm gonna bring back the Collingwood excuses. That could be an issue that they may have. Carlton. A lot of these issues The Ruckman. What's his name? What's the Ruckman's name? Why is he injured? Ruckman injured like a couple of weeks. Daniel Gorringe was losing his shit about it. What's his name? Like, I'm usually good with Ruckmans. Why can I not think of his name? Regardless, Ruckman's out. Sam de Koning needs to step up massively. I'd assume he's going to be in the ruck. There's not really any other choices. But he's their second ruck anyway. Doesn't matter. We have Tom de Koning. Is Tom de Koning your first ruck or your second ruck? Because I thought he was your second ruck, but he must be a first ruck. Did you say fucking Sam de Koning? Oh, mate, they're the same person. Like, just don't even, Skipper. They're the same person. He's actually better than Pittner. Well, womp buddy, because you're not going to have Tom de Koning next year, so get used to it. He's coming to Collingwood. That's how it's going to work. Tom de Koning's going to come to Collingwood, and Darcy Cameron's going to go to West Coast. So, I'm pretty sure I've heard that Tom de Koning's likely to... If Tom de Koning does decide to leave, I think the likelihood is, from what I've heard, is St Kilda. But if Darcy Cameron, I don't know if anyone's heard, but Darcy Cameron is rumoured to go to the Eagles, finish off his career at WA, where I believe he's from. So if that is the case, maybe the Pies will be pushing for maybe Tom de Koning come trade period. Because the thing is, I shouldn't really be saying this, I'm supposed to be talking about Carlton, but Mason Cox, I think, will retire this year. So if we have Darcy Cameron go to the Eagles and Mason Cox retire, we could be fucked. We do have two ruckmans, Charlie West and Ilro Smith. Neither of them have played a single AFL game before. Charlie West we picked up this year in the draft, and look, he's tall. I'd probably say he's maybe 6'3". That's tall, but that's not a ruckman height. I don't know how he would do in the ruck. And Ilro Smith, he's a really bloody tall bloke, but we haven't seen him play a single game yet, and he's injured, so I don't see him playing a game anytime soon. Arguably our first choice ruck. Yeah, I think Tom de Koning should go fine. Mate, he's already said that he's got a lot of belief in this club. He's basically already committed to Carlton. Yeah, whatever. Come on, the Eagles for real. But yeah, how do you think your team's going to go, Skipper? I'll ask you because you're a Carlton supporter. I think I had them finishing 12th in my ladder predictions. I think. So I think the Blues should do just fine. But not good enough to make finals. They had a very good home and away season last year, or at least very good first half of the home and away season. I genuinely thought they were a shout at winning the flag last year, first half of the season. And then again, first half of the season, I was bloody convinced it was going to be a Collingwood Carlton grand final. So yeah, we know how that went. Now their draft. Jagger Smith, he was my original pick for the Rising Star until he obviously did his ACL. And I feel like that's really only draft day for the Blues that was likely to be looked out for. I think maybe one of their other draft picks maybe play a game or two, but I don't really know too much about them. Jagger Smith was the main one because he was the higher up draft pick. Skipper Cummey, in my ladder predictions, I had us third, slightly biased, but if we play as the top team that people expect us to be, I don't see why we can't finish third. I think if he didn't have any injuries, I think if he's injury-free going into the start of the season, you do just fine. McGovern, I think McGovern injured himself. I'm pretty sure McGovern injured himself, Mitch McGovern. Also, I'll just go to Daniel Gorringe's page. It feels like every day he's complaining about someone's injury for the Blues. Harry Charlson in the rookie draft. Yeah, right. So is he expected to do well? Is he expected to be all right? Oh, Farrell, Lucas. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. But are they like potential good players? Like, are they potential guns of the game? Like, that's what I want to know. That's what I care about. Now, yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. Paddy Cripps could be a gun. Well, should be a gun this game. They're going to have to rely on him a lot this year. Wiedering, probably your best defender. And in my opinion, he's your best defender. I don't really think there's much other contention. Forwards, Charlie Curnow, he was... Did Skipper answer my question about Charlie Curnow? Is he playing? He's missing round 1 or 2 return. Okay, so Curnow should be just fine. I think it came out a few weeks ago that he did hurt himself again, but yeah, I think he's fine. I doubt he played in any of the match sims or preseason games, but fair enough. Will Aussies wins chat? Hopefully. I'm assuming you're talking about cricket. But yeah. Up the Aussies! Is that how Jimbo says it? Up the Aussies! I don't know. I probably looks fucking cringe doing that, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I think Mackay... Why do I feel like Mackay's injured? Skipper, mate, tell your team to stop getting injured players. I just can't keep up with all the injuries. I feel like Mackay's injured, but I feel like bloody everyone's injured. I feel like Motlop's injured. I feel like Paddy Cripps is injured. I feel like Tom DeCarring's injured. I feel like bloody Barry from down the street's injured. Like, Mackay's fine. Yeah, I thought he was fine. I wasn't even worried. Yeah, I think Mackay should do just fine. He's probably one of your only hopes up forward. Motlop, if he's not injured, you might rely on him a lot more as well this year. But yeah, Skipper, give me a bit more thoughts before we move on to the next team, being Collingwood. Actually, Skipper, I'm wearing a Brendan Favola shirt right now. Brendan Favola shirt, so you'll take that. But I think Mackay could have a better chance at the Coleman than Charlie this year. Yeah, but if you have Charlie back round 1, it probably only takes him a game or 2 to get back into the swing of things. Like, you realise Curnow's a bloody good kick. And you're a Carlton supporter, so I don't think I need to really explain that to you. Jesse, Collingwood don't make top 8, you have to do it overnight? Sure. Fantasia was underrated coming into this year. Fantasia. Really? You reckon? All right, we're going to move on to the next team now. Collingwood. That's the 10 minutes up for Carlton. Geez, you've already been live for 37 minutes. This stream's really going to drag out. I'd almost just sit here and yap until I run out of things to say, rather than just talk for 10 minutes. I feel like people in this chat have a bit of a low attention span and can't really sit here and listen to me talk about one team for 10 minutes. All right, Collingwood, where do I start? Easily win the flag this year. Best team in the bloody league. Winning our 17th flag this year, breaking the record. Tim Memory for Coleman. Nick Dacos for Brownlow. Darcy Cameron for AA Ruckman. Yeah, Billy Frampton for All-Australian captain. I don't know. Yeah, I think in all seriousness, I think the Pies should do just fine. We should be back in form a little bit more this year. I'd be shocked if we didn't play finals. I'd almost be willing to... What would I almost be willing to do? If Collingwood didn't make the 8, yeah. Hey. Welcome home. Yeah, I'd almost, I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah. Did you see Collingwood's segment on my ladder prediction? I did skim through your ladder prediction. I don't watch ladder predictions, like, no matter who it is. Like, no matter who it is, I don't really watch ladder predictions. I sort of skim through it and, just sort of see where everyone is. So I did watch it. I didn't watch it, but I did skim through it. I can't remember where you put Collingwood, though. But, yeah, I think all our new recruits do just fine. Tim Membry kicked 4 goals against Richmond. Dan Houston, absolute gun. We won't have him in opening round, though. Obviously, he's still got that 1 game suspension, won't return until round one, where versus his ex-side Port Adelaide, I think we should get the job done there for sure. Harry Perryman, I think I don't know about Perryman. I think he could help us out a bit more, but I just don't really see how we're going to, I don't know, like gain anything from Perryman, if you get what I mean. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Unique idea, by the way, for the stream. Is that what you're on about? Pies 5th. I think I had them in 7th, I think, in my ladder predictions. I think Nick Dacos is going to win the Brownlow. I don't really... I think with all the injuries as of late, I think Nick Dacos' chance of winning it are getting even higher. I don't really think there's anyone from Collingwood who will steal the votes off him, like the 3 votes every week. I think he's going to have a very... I think after last year, the Brownlows changed forever. Whoever wins the Brownlow this year, I think they have 40-plus votes. Bobby Hill, yeah, I would have mentioned him, but I was going to get to the other players soon. But anyway, back to Nick Dacos. I think if he wins, I think 45 votes is something we're not going to see for a while, but I think regardless of who wins the Brownlow this year, it's going to be a close contest, and 40 votes, I think, will be what they receive. It's just the way of life now. I think that's how the Brownlow's going to go, unless they switch it up a bit more. Did Chris end his stream? He did. Oh, his laptop failed on him. He says, Davis think will win. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get to Bobby Hill, I guess, because AFL talks on me too. Bobby Hill, he played really, really well in Indigenous All-Stars, kicks 4 goals. I think did he kick 4 goals against Richmond? He did well against Richmond. Was it 4 goals or was it 3? I think Bobby kicked 4 and Jamie Elliott kicks 3. I think. Okay, I'm not even on the right thing. Hold on. Yeah, Bobby Hill kicks 4. So that's really good. Now let's talk about this forward line that we have. Absolute guns in our forward line. Craig McRae has been hyping up this forward line all bloody year, so this better work for us. All off-season, Craig McRae's been glazing the hell out of this forward line. So if we don't kick a lot of goals this year, I will not be very happy with Mr. Craig McRae. He's obviously got Brady Mychek, Dan McStay, Tim Membry, Bobby Hill, Jamie Elliott. And who's number 6? Who's number 6, Jesse? Who's number 6? You know this. You know this, Jesse. You are a Collingwood supporter. You know this. Who's number 6? Who's our 6th forward? Oh, Lockie Schultz. That's right. Lockie Schultz. Yeah, so that's one hell of a forward line. You got big names up forward. I think Tim Membry will be our leading goal kicker. I argue he kicks 40 to 50 goals in 2025. That's my argument. But then again, if Dan McStay has an injury-free year, then maybe he'll overtake. Like we saw how good he was on his return after pretty much not playing. After he didn't play, he got injured in the 2023 prelim finals. He was such an important player for us back in 2023. So when he got injured, that was heartbreaking. We still went to the grand final anyway. And then when he returned, I think it was against Hawthorn he returned. I think it was against Hawthorn he returned. And even though he did lose it, I don't think he did too well in that game. But I think from there, he performed pretty well in future games, which I was quite happy with. Myercheck, if it's good to see he's back. He should be... He was definitely our best forward, but I think Tim Membry's probably our best one now. I think Bobby Hill's definitely our best. If we're basing it on past stuff, then Jamie Elliott's probably our second best. And I think Tim Membry's definitely up there, though. I think he'll probably be our most important player going into this year, so we can't have that boy being injured. That's another thing I want to mention. If injuries could kill us again this year. Injuries definitely killed us a lot last year. We probably should have won a bit more games towards it for those injuries. I'm not going to talk too much about last year ever again. All right. Let's move on to the next team. I feel like he's a Heard enough about Collingwood. So let's move on to Essendon, one of my most hated teams. The other team who suffered from the cyclone. They were supposed to play on Friday night against the Suns. Wait, was it Friday? No, they were supposed to play Saturday Arvo, and then that got obviously against the Suns of people's first, and then that got the match has been delayed because of the cyclone. Its name is Alfred, the cyclone, but I think Coast Club called it Albert in his tipping video. I've got work at KFC from 8 to 11 tomorrow. Well, I got to get up at like 6 in the morning tomorrow because I got school camp for Outdoor Ed. We've got an Outdoor Ed camp, and I think that's at Great Ocean Road, I'm pretty sure. So, bloody long drive. I've never actually been camping. I've been to previous school camps where like you're in cabins and shit, but I've never actually slept in like a tent. So, and like had to cook stuff on transiers. Don't know how that's going to go, to be honest. I'll probably get salmonella poisoning. Essendon, I think they're another team that could go either way. They had a good preseason. They did have a good preseason. I think I had them finishing 14th on my letter predictions. So most Essendon supporters probably wouldn't be too happy with me currently. Outdoor Ed camps are fun. I did it. Never got to use the transiers for food though. I wouldn't want to use it. I hate the transiers. Just look so difficult to use. Like we had practice and like we fucked up 2-minute noodles. Go Cats. Shame about Thursday night. Yeah, we were just talking about that. That is unfortunate. Yes, Essendon. Zachy Merritt, they're probably going to have to rely on him a lot more. They have lost Jake Stringer. He's gone to the Giants. He kicked 43 goals in 2025. In 2024 he did. So that's definitely probably a massive out for them. I don't really know who they're going to rely on a lot more up forward now. I don't know. Let me have a look at their list. Potential good... Isaac Kako, I will mention. Isaac Kako. I think he will be there. Yeah, I'll best say I think he'll be the rising star, but I don't think he'll be the rising star. I think Levi Ashcroft really takes that home. Drapes could be on for a big year. He has to be on for a big year. If he does not have a good year this year, Sam Draper, Bombers could be in trouble. Yeah, but Isaac bloody Kako, this bloke right here, he's my favourite Essendon player. I hate Essendon as a club, and hate's a bloody strong word. I dislike Essendon. But Isaac Kako, easily one of my favourite Essendon players, and he's going to be a gun. He kicked 4 goals last week, 4 bloody goals, and he hasn't even played a single AFL game yet. He recently just got picked up in the draft and he hasn't played a single AFL game yet. And he's kicking 4 goals against like AFL veterans. So that's he nearly kicked 5, but Sam Draper took his goal. But yeah, I think I don't think Essendon have to worry too much. But I just don't know who they're going to have to rely on up forward. Because is Peter Wright injured? Well, I feel like Peter Wright's injured. That's the thing. I feel like Peter Wright's injured, but maybe I'm wrong. How about Kyle Langford? He's injured though. I swear he's injured. I'm confident Kyle Langford's injured. Kyle Langford is injured. Kyle Langford. I'm confident Kyle Langford's injured. Okay, never mind. Is Nick Martin injured? Maybe that's who I'm thinking of, Nick Martin. No. What am I on about? Anyway, Langford's not injured. Yo, can you say g'day, Axel? G'day, Axel. How are you, brother? Hope you subscribe to the Jake on my YouTube channel because we've got big stuff coming 2025. Yeah, there's really not too much I can say about the Dons. I don't really have too much information on them. They're going to be a bit of an average side. I think they do drop a lot this year. Well, not a lot. I think they dropped to 14th this year. And I think, despite what some people say, I think their chances of making the 8 are very bloody low. In my opinion, that is. Next, we have got the Freo Dockers. This is going to be one hell of a season for the Dockers. One hell of a ride. Sit back, cross your legs, arms behind your head, get the popcorn, and let's watch what is going to be Frock Bowl. Frock Bowl. I don't know. I think Freo are going to be a good side this year. Most people think they are. They still get to win a flag this year, and I think if they're going to, it's going to be this year. Maybe not this year. I think Dock Bowl, that is it. That's what we're running with. Dock Bowl. Everyone sit back and watch the Dock Bowl show. The Skippity Dock Bowl Sigma. Pedal Weddle. Skibbity Andrew Brayshaw. I don't know. Someone think of something better to say about than Brayshaw. So Shea Bolton, big name from the Tigers. He was a gun for them, and I think he's going to have a lot more opportunities over at Freo. Do we reckon he plays mid? No, he probably plays forward. He's probably going to play that small forward role. I feel like at the Tigers he was mainly a small forward, but did obviously switch to the midfield occasionally. But I think he will probably play a small forward role for the Dockers rather than a midfield role. He's got a good leap. He can definitely take some good marks here and there. And who else can I say? Sarong, he definitely had a good year. I saw something about Brayshaw today. Andrew Brayshaw extending his contract, so that's huge for Fremantle. And let's talk about the draft. I know they did pick up who I believe was a high draft pick, first round. I can't remember his name, though. I know his face. I might know when I see it, when I see the name. No, it's not Isaiah Dudley. But they did pick him up recently. What's the bloke's name? Does anyone know his name? Surely people know what I'm talking about. He's got longish, short hair, sort of like a Hayden Young hair. Murphy Reid, is that him? Yeah, Murphy Reid. Oh, never mind, his hair's not that long. But yeah, Murphy Reid. He should be an alright player. But yeah, Skipper's got it, Murphy Reid. I knew the face, I just didn't know the name. What position's that bloke? What position is that bloke? Let me check. Because depending on his position might change my opinions on him going into this year. Yeah, as I was saying before, Nat 5, I think he might retire this year. James Aish. Should have stayed at Collingwood, my brother. Michael Walters, he's 34. He's a lot older than I thought he would. He might be a potential retiree this year. He could be a potential retiree this year, Mr. Michael Walters. Hopefully not. I do like the bloke, so hopefully he's not. Murphy Reid, he's a midfielder. I think if Murphy Reid plays this year, I don't think he'll get much midfield time. I think he'll although Wooly, because who's mid? Who's that? Freo have got good enough mids to the point where I don't think they will put Murphy Reid in the mid. So if he does play, I don't know where he would go. Jesse, I'm sitting next to the girl. The girl. Well, hello, Mrs. Girl that Bob Bell is sitting next to. If you would like to subscribe to the J Tomo YouTube channel, we're trying to hit 8,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So, hop on the YouTube, type up JTHOMO, chuck us a big subscribe, smash that subscribe button, and like the stream of tonight. The man in Reid v. Reid at the Western Derby, yeah, that'd be pretty nuts, but has to be this year because Harley Reid's going to Geelong. Probably not, to be honest. I think we'll move on. But yeah, I think Fremantle are going to be a very entertaining side to watch. They're going to be very bloody good. So definitely watch out for them. And I'm not excited to verse them at all. Geelong, the team we were just talking about. Let's all I need to... Why did you turn American? I don't know. Oh, one word for you guys. And that is Baz Lanker. Baz bloody Lanker. Has not played an AFL game in over a year, and I think he's going to do absolutely fine. I think it'll take him a few games just to adapt to the AFL world once again. I think around... By the time round 5 rolls around, they'll be going just fine. He'll be going just fine. Ollie Dempsey, rising star of 2024. People reckon Harley Reid deserved it. I think Ollie Dempsey was the easy choice for the rising star. I think it's most awards like that have just become more of a midfielder award, and one of them especially being the Brownlow, but I feel like you have to give it to a midfielder. Like, you're not giving bloody Jesse Hogan the Brownlow, are you? But yeah, my cousin is mates with Baz. He taught him how to play Fortnite. Imagine being taught how to play Fortnite by bloody Bailey Smith. My house is going to get destroyed by a cyclone. I've been told a bit of inside information about you, Chunky. I'm not going to say it on the stream because I don't know how much you want me to say, but I think I was told it by Gus Footy, so I think you can work out what I've been told. I think you can work out what I've been told there. Dangerfield, he's kind of on his last legs. He's sort of in a similar position to Tex Walker in the sense that I feel like his final days could be coming very soon. Very, very soon. Jeremy Cameron, a lot of people have him a genuine shout for the Cullen medal this year. I think he's definitely going to be up there, top 5 easy. I went Joel Amati just to try and be different. I went very different with a lot of my predictions. A lot of my stuff was a bit of rage bait in my predictions. A lot of rage bait going on there. Just sort of catch the viewer's attention. Just so my predictions aren't so dull. Yeah, Dangerfield, 34 years old. This could be his final year, Mr. Dangerfield. I was taking the mick. Were you though? I don't know. Because apparently he's pretty convinced. But then again, I feel like you're not the type of person. Like, I feel like if you knew Gus Footy... Okay, well, if you're taking the piss, you probably don't care that I'm saying this on the stream. How old's Panels now? He's 37, I think. If he's not 37, he's turning 37 this year. I feel like you're not... I feel like if you knew Gus Footy went to your school, Chunky, I feel like you wouldn't admit to it. I feel like you wouldn't admit that to him. But apparently you told him the school. Apparently you said to him the school. So I don't know how you know what school he goes to. Jesse, is Skipper still here because I can't see what Skipper's writing in chat? Well, he is here, so maybe he's blocked you, Bob Bell. I don't know. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. The Cats, they're definitely in flag contention for this year, easily. I just named the Rams score. Well, you were bloody spot on, champion. Bloody spot on. I don't know. I feel like you probably were taking the piss. I feel like you probably were taking the piss because I don't feel like you're the type of person to leak your own school, in my opinion. I think we're going to move on to the next team now. I haven't really said much about the Cats, but I think they're definitely in heavy flag contention for 2025. If they win it, I would not be shocked one bit. And their draft period was a bit dry. That's for sure. Gold Coast, bloody hell! Look at that graphic. Where'd you have for the Lions? I didn't. In my later predictions, I had them in third because I think they'll definitely finish higher than they did in 2024. I didn't put them in first because I feel like a lot of people were going to have them in first. But then again, I went the Cats in first, and everyone else had the Cats in first. So would have been better go on the Lions in first just to be a bit different. Jesse's the champion. Champion of what? The champion of streaming 2025 AFL season preview. How will your team go? Question mark, question mark, question mark. West Coast, I can't wait to see what you say. West Coast. May as well skip them in that dull of a club. But yeah, the Gold Coast Suns, obviously they've got the new likes of John Noble and Daniel Rioli, who haven't really shown a whole lot from what I've seen. They've done a few good things here and there, but they haven't done a whole lot. Daniel Rioli, I think, could be a big I don't know what the word is, but I think he'll help the Suns out heaps this year. John Noble, on the other hand, I think he'll be very similar to the way he played at the Pies. He'll have some really good games, and then he'll just have a few off games. I don't think the Suns have the Suns have good defenders, but I don't think their backline's too good to the point where they aren't including John Noble in the side every single week. I think they should have the John Noble playing pretty much every week, in my opinion, unless obviously injuries. And with the injury counter for the Suns, they did have I think they had 3 injuries in last week's game. I can't remember a single one. Oh, Mac Andrew. Mac Andrew is the one I do remember, and he got offered he's on a $12 million contract, so you can't have a bloke like him miss any games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Suns do go this year. They're definitely in finals contention going into 2025, but I feel like there's so many other teams that are definitely better than the Suns, so they're going to have to show a little bit more away. They're no problem at home. I think they're going to do just fine at home, but they're just going to have to show a little bit more in the away game. What's it like to have such a big premiership drought? He's not going to... Oh, because you're... Okay. I forget you're a fucking Lions supporter sometimes, Chunky, so when you say stuff like that, I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? But yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Should have won the flag last year. I'm talking to you, you hack. And Chunky, technically, Chunky, we bet the Lions twice last year. And the Lions won the flag. So if the Lions are better, if the Lions were the best team in the league, and we bet the best team in the league twice, so does that make Collingwood the best team in the league? Show your thoughts. We won the flag. We're better than you. No, we should have made finals. It's bloody match fixing. Yeah, anyway, the Suns, they could have... They're another team that I feel like could finish maybe as low as 15th and finish as high as potentially 7th. They can't... Top 4, I feel like, is ruled out for them. And I feel like bottom 4, they could just do. Flanders, he's out for 2 weeks. Walter, he's suspended for another week. Charlie Ballard, he's on his ankle, so he probably won't take part in round 1. Maybe he will. Lachlan Weller, hamstring, so he's out round 1. Daniel Rioli's on his knee, so he's likely to be out round 1. David Swallow out for 8 weeks. Leonardo Lombard, he's on his shoulder, so he was picked up in this year's draft, and very unfortunate to see him go on because I feel like he had a lot more potential than pretty much any other draftee for the Suns. Ben King, I swear he was injured. I think Max King's injured, so maybe that's what I was thinking of. Max King's always bloody injured, though. You can't keep up with him. Jesse Collingwood was just not good enough last year. Nah, we were bloody insane. The Collingwood fan who called Adam Goods... I'm glad I stopped reading that out halfway through. I feel like I need to work on something. I need to work on when I'm streaming is reading chats before I say them out loud. Like read them in my head. It's whatever though. It's whatever. I expect most people to not be saying stuff like that in the chat though. That's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, we're gonna move on. We will move on. We're not just gonna stay stuck on the for too long. Next up, we have the GWS Giants. Where do I begin? So, the truth hurts. Oh, bloody does. No, wait, no, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt. That's not true. No, it doesn't. Now the Giants, obviously taking part in this week's opening round. One of the very few teams who will be doing that. They're taking on the Pies at NG Stadium. I will be there, so hopefully it's not a waste of a trip. Hopefully we get the job done. Got good seats for that game, actually. I think I'm front row towards the cheer squad, so I think it's Giants cheer squad, though, so maybe not as good as seats as I thought, especially if we lose that game. They got big outs. Jake Stringer, I think he's done his hamstring. Jesse Hogan, he's broken his thumb, is it? He's broken something, so he's out for like 3 or so weeks. Tom Green, he was already guaranteed to be out. So they're going to have to rely on... Who are they going to rely on up forward? Maybe a Toby Green. No, Chunky, mate. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, Chunky. Well, Harvey Thomas, he's suspended for another 2 weeks. Stephen Cornelio, he's done his shoulder, so he won't play. Ryan Angwin, done his ankle. Yeah, Tom Green, calf. Jake Stringer, hamstring. Riccardi, he's suspended for another 2 weeks. Toby McMullen suspended for another 2 weeks. Josh Fahey, 4-week suspension. Joe Fonte suspended for 2 weeks. Connor Iden, he just says injury. He doesn't say what he's injured with. Callum Brown, hamstring. So a lot of outs. They could struggle very early on this season. They could struggle They could struggle a lot early on. And their draft period was a bit quiet. Like they picked up like 4 or 5 players, but they weren't really star footballers. Jesse, thank you for telling me where you're sitting. Yeah. Come up to me if you want. Get you on for the vlog if you really want. I might just do a weekend vlog. Because I feel like I'm going to say he's out for Brisbane. I can check the AFL app, but I don't think the AFL app's not very reliable. Because it doesn't say injuries for some teams. Yeah, it doesn't say... Oh, no, it does say some injuries, but I feel like it's only saying 4 injuries for you, which I feel like you probably have more than that. It says Tom Duday ACL, Kaden Coleman ACL, Darcy Gardner ACL, and Brandon Starcevic concussion. That's what it says. I feel like you have more than that, though. What about West Coast? We'll get to West Coast eventually. Giants. That's the only people, yeah? Oh, okay. My bad, then. I don't know. There's just a lot. I've said this so many times tonight. There's so many injuries. There's been so many injuries as of late. It's just hard to keep up with them all. Very, very difficult to keep up with them all. Yeah, you really never know. I think the Pies probably do win early on this season, but I think the Giants are on for a big year regardless. I think they probably do finish top 5. What's his sister doing right now? Probably getting home from work. I don't know. She doesn't live at my house, so I wouldn't know. To be honest. Yeah, so we'll have a look at last year's ladder. They did finish 3rd, I think. 4th. They finished 4th last year. They've been good for the last few years, and I almost feel like they have to really, really commit this year. They have to finish pretty high up again this year if they want to. I feel like they're ruled out for the flag this year. I feel like they've got a lot of injuries early on that could kill them. And yeah, I feel like they're going to have a lot. I feel like it's just sort of hard because you never know with injuries. You never know. Like, you could have one game where, I don't know, you get all your players back, and then maybe next week your best 22 gets injured in the one game and you can't play next week. Jesse, look behind you. Is that good? Put me in an edit. All right, put me in an edit. Tag me. All right. Moving on. Cringe? I don't know. I just say that on TikTok all the time. I say that on TikTok all the time. That's just the first thing I thought of. Hawk Bowl. Big Hawk Bowl. What's going to be bigger this year? Hawk Bowl or Dock Bowl? Hockball, here we go. All right. Big names. Josh Battle obviously joining their team, as well as Tom Barras from the Eagles. Tom Barras, absolute gun for his previous club. Josh Battle on the other side, and the other side, please. Yeah, everyday defender. In there. You see that when you talk to a girl you like? You win that when you talk to a girl you like? What a singer. Yeah, sure. Sure, Bob Bell. That's exact. That's W is. Yeah, so Hawk, I was going to call them Hawks, but Hawk, Ginnivan, as much as I hate to admit it, he was pretty good for them last year. He was definitely what the Hawks were hoping for, as well as Marbior Chol. He was a good player for them. Who else? The Wizard, he was a good recruit. He was a very good recruit of last year. Cole Shadir, he could be on for a big year. He could be doing some pretty amazing stuff up forward this year. He had a pretty good final series. If you ever see any play, is there lag? Doesn't look like there is. He played in the 2 games that he did play in the final series. He had bloody good crack at it. Jai Newcomb, I think he finished 6th in the Brownlow count last year. I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, Jai Newcomb, he was a good player last year for them. They had a very average start to the season and then obviously worked their way up the ranks. Finishing in the top 8, finishing 7th, working on to a semi-final. I think they should be up there again this year. Definitely up in contention for finals this year. Premiership contention, that's a whole different story. I don't think so. Yeah, did you hear Bobby Hill getting arrested? Well, that's just not true because I would have heard about that. So, no, I did not hear about that because that is not true, I wouldn't think. But I'll play along, Chunky. Oh, no. You can't tell me that, Chunky. Fuck. Why is he getting arrested, Chunky? Tell me. It's probably going to be for a reason I can't read out loud. There was a girl behind you. Jesse, if there was a girl behind you, what would you do? I'd scream of fucking fear because there shouldn't be anyone in my bedroom right now. Well, yeah. Again, I think I have the Hawks finishing 4th in my ladder predictions. I think they're definitely a shout top 4. Premiership, maybe. They're a shout at the flag, but I think when you're thinking of flag for this year, you're probably thinking of maybe a Geelong, Brisbane again, maybe a sneaky Freo, Collingwood. I guess maybe chuck the Hawk up there, GWS possibly. We'll move on. We're going to try and fly through the next few teams. How many have you got left? 1, 2, 3. Got 8. All right, Melbourne Demons. They could go either way this year. Finish possibly top 8 or finish possibly bottom 4. Petrarca, he's back better than ever. Led in disposals in the Pracky match just last week. Clayton Oliver, he's had a very average 2024 season, but Clarity is back. Clayton Oliver is back, ladies and gents. Probably back to his 2021 form. As well as Christian Petrarca. Considering how serious of an injury he did have, it's good to see he's back in good form. Very, very good to see. Maxi Gawn, 7-time All-Australian ruckman. Good to see him still giving it a fair old crack. And who else? Who else can I give a bit of a mention? Jack Viney. He stepped up heaps after Petrarca got injured last year, and I'm hoping him and Petrarca could do some amazing things going into this year. Now, let's see a draft period, because I think they had a pretty boring draft period from memory. Very, very boring draft period. Although they did pick up one player, bloke who I can't remember his name, but I remember Caden McDonald has been glazing the shit out of him as of late. Where is he? Harvey Langford, that's who it is. Yeah, I know Caden McDonald's been glazing the shit out of him. which fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I think he's probably... Yeah, he's definitely going to be the best recruit for the D's this year, Harvey Langford, but skill-wise, I don't know how he'll go in the AFL. It's definitely going to have to just wait and see with him, because you really never know with players like himself. Not too high of a draft pick. Was he round one? Was he round one pick? Maybe he was, or maybe it was early round two. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that bloke goes. Melbourne, my opinion, probably on track. Highest. In my eyes, they probably don't finish in the top 8 this year. They probably finish as high as 9th, as low as 17th. You're not gonna rule them completely out of it, are you? But Bailey Killingsworth's probably watching this and he's gonna freak the fuck out if I say bad things about him. About Melbourne, I should say, not about him. North Melbourne. It's their year. It's their year to start getting back in form again. They've been so bloody horrid over the last few years. This is their year to get back into form, ladies and gents. You've probably heard a few other players, main one being Cardi, saying that if there's any year that they're going to get back into form, it has to be this year. They can't keep using the excuse of, we've got a young list. You've got a young list. You wanted Clarkson to help them out heaps. You saw how good of an impact he had over at the Hawks. You would have hoped that he did well over at North Melbourne. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Harry Sheasel, he's been tearing up the track during the off-season and should do just fine. Jesse, what did you have for dinner? I had Suvalakis. That's what I had. That is what I had. Suvalaki and chips. And I think Sheasel's probably going to be their best player this year. Tristan Sherry, absolutely outstanding 2024 season. Should be on for another big year this year. Jai Simpkin, he's a gun. You can't go past him. You really can't go past Mr. Jai Simpkin. Nick Larkey, a lot of people have him as a shout for the Coleman Medal. Could he win the Coleman Medal, chat? Could he win it? Well, I think he'll probably be up there. Win it? I'm not too sure about. Finn O'Sullivan, picked him up in the draft period. He was a very high up draft pick. He should be on for a big year. I think he's probably a shout at the Rising Star. You'd probably predict him to win the Rising Star if you want to go something a bit different. I think he's a genuine shout. Who else can we mention? Who else can we give him a bit of... Luke Parker. Don't know how I forgot about it. Luke Parker and Caleb Daniel picked them up in the trade period. Caleb Daniel, obviously, from the Bulldogs. Luke Parker from the Swans. They were pretty solid players for their clubs. I think Caleb Daniel had a very average 2024 season from memory. Luke Parker played in the grand final, obviously, this close from winning a flag. Well, not that close margin-wise, but that close progression-wise. Jack Darling, I forgot to mention him from the Eagles. I don't know about Darling. I don't know how he'll go at North Melbourne. I don't know if he was there. It's something that I don't know if he's this type of player who can make too much of an impact and really benefit much. And obviously Cameron Zurhaar, he's a gun. Can't get past him. Australia down, 2 down. I don't know cricket. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by. I don't know what that means, to be honest. We're going to move on. I should probably mention where I think they're going to finish. I think they're out of the top. If I want to go really bold, they might finish out of the top 4, out of the bottom 4. Maybe 14th at highest, lowest. We'll go lowest 18th, but I think Richmond are locked in to finish wooden spoon. Yeah. North 15th. That's a fair shout. Maybe a fair shout, actually. Port Adelaide, Mr. Joe Richards from Collingwood. He's left us to go to Port Adelaide. I think he could maybe play a bit of a Nick Watson role for them. But yeah, he's a Nick. I'm pretty sure Joe Richards only played 6 or 7 games in 2024 for the Pies. That's career games as well. 6 or 7 games. So it's sort of hard to judge. The games that he did play, he made a solid impact. He was a sub for some of them as well, so you can't really judge him off that too much. I guess, yeah, I think Port Adelaide should do just all right. Surely they're back in finals this year. After having a good season in the previous few years, you can't have them not finishing top 8 this year. I have them finishing in 8th, though. I think they're going to drop heavily after finishing 2nd last year. I think they're going to drop heavily. Probably finish in 8th, in my opinion. We're just going to try and rush through these next few ones because I feel like chat's been very dead tonight. All right, Richmond. The Richmond Tigers. I have the running 7th. Yeah, right. All right. Richmond's guaranteed pretty much to win the wooden spoon this year. It's the only award in the AFL you don't want to win. So Richmond taking home the wooden spoon yet again. A lot of people didn't actually have them receiving the wooden spoon last year. No one really expected it until maybe round 10, possibly. Round 10. That's probably when people were starting to think, oh, this Richmond side, they're not great. A lot of people have them dropping, though, to be fair. Sammy Laylor, number 1 draft pick. Bloody injured. Broken jaw, I think it was. From memory. Timmy Taranto, is he injured? Again, it's hard to keep up with injuries, but I think he's all good. Dan Prestia's injured. I know that for sure. Josh Smiley, new recruit. I don't think he took part in any of the preseason matches, so you really don't know how he's going to go. I think he should be going just fine. I think he should do just fine. Tommy Lynch should be kicking a few goals here and there. Who else? That's pretty much all I've really got to mention. Dusty's retired, so you can't really rely on him anymore. Yeah, Bob Bell's locking in Richmond to finish 18th as well. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the Tigers are going to be on for a very, very poor year yet again. Going to have to experience what it's like to be on the bottom before they can even consider a rebuild. But as they should, they won 3 premierships within the last decade. So coming into the final 4 teams, we've got the St Kilda Saints. In my opinion, they're going to rise this year. I've got them finishing 9th. They may be a shout-out finals. Obviously, they got Toby Travaglia. They picked up another good recruit. I can't remember the name, though. They did pick up another good recruit for the Saints. Ben King, he just keeps getting injured, Ben King. He has so much potential, but he just can't get an injury-free year. Tim Membry, they've lost. He was such an important player, despite St Kilda not believing that he was such an important player for them. Jackie Higgins, he's going to be a good player. Jack Steele, Sinclair, I reckon probably wins their BNF this year. That's my opinion. I think the Saints are genuinely shout at finals this year. They've made finals, obviously, 2023. Missed out last year, finishing 12th. I think that, they could be back into finals contention this year. In my latter predictions, I had them finishing 9th. Who have they got round 1? Who have the Saints got round 1? Round 1, the Saints taking on the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. Yeah. Jackie McRae, who they picked up during the trade period from the Western Bulldogs. So he could possibly be an all right player. I don't really know. Brad Hill, he did well in the Indigenous All-Stars game from memory. Wangani Malira, hopefully he does all right. I think he's been a pretty good player over the last few years. He's been all right. He's been a pretty solid player. So I think they should do just fine with him. Who else can I mention? Darcy Wilson's been all right. Liam Henry. I think did they pick him up last year? Did they only pick him up last year, was it? Last trade period? Yeah, because he played Freo 2023. Yeah, all right. So it wasn't only last year they picked him up. Yeah, he from the games he played, probably played exactly Exactly how they were hoping for. G'day, Eagles, John. How are you, my brother? Did you mean Max King? I did mean Max King. Can you give me a shout out on Sunday? A shout out. Well, Bob Bell, if you want a shout out, if you see me at the game, if you see me at the game on Sunday, come up to me, say g'day. If you want a photo, I'll take a photo. I don't know if you would want a photo with me, to be honest. But if you do, I'll take a quick little photo with you and I'll get you on the vlog. Get you on the vlog, okay? Whatever you want to say. Just say subscribe to Jay Tomo and then after that say subscribe to Bob Bell or whatever. Do you know Geelong v Brisbane? Okay. Yeah, they have been postponed, unfortunately. They have been postponed, unfortunately. A little annoying because I put my tipping video out on Monday and then 2 of the games got bloody postponed. When have they been postponed to? Have they said? I don't think they've said yet. I don't think I haven't said yet, but maybe it has. I do have a channel. Do you post though? Round 3, right? Okay. Moving on to the Sydney Swans. Also, are you attending Sydney v Hawthorn? I'm not because I'm going up to. Well, I come back from school camp Friday, like Friday Arvo, so I wouldn't have time. So yeah, I'll come back Friday Arvo, watch the game on the telly with my family. Yeah, and then we'll fly up to Sydney Saturday morning, do whatever, maybe go to the Opera House, do whatever. Yes, Saturday, and then Sunday. Arvo, we got the footy, and then we'll fly back on Monday. So, yeah, that should be pretty interesting. But anyway, the Swans. They have played 2 grand finals in the last 3 years, obviously being thrashed in both of them. 2022, thrashed by the Cats. Cats got a pretty comfortable win, winning the flag. Same thing happened last year with the Lions. Isaac Heaney, Brownlow contender, once again. As long as he can keep him out of trouble, he should do just fine. Lions to finish first. Potentially, they could be on for a back-to-back. They could be going back-to-back this year. I guess for a Lions, probably hoping for that. Yeah, Joel Amati, I have winning the Coleman. I've just gone for a bit of a different one. Realistically, probably Jazza Cameron wins it. Realistically, maybe a sneaky Jakey Waterman might run away with it. But yeah, I'm looking in Joel Amati to win the Coleman just to be a bit different. Chad Warner could be a very important player for them. Errol Gordon, bloody ankle. So he's going to miss the first few games of the season. I don't know if they've announced how long he's going to be out for, but I'd say at least 3 weeks. It should be more realistically. Harry Mackay for mine. That's not a bad shout, Harry Mackay. Obviously, Kerno's going to be out. I don't think Kerno plays round 1. So I feel like it's going to, regardless of when he does return, it's going to take him a few games or so to get back into rhythm. So yeah, I reckon maybe Harry Mackay probably kicks 4 in round 1. Because especially if Kerno doesn't play round 1, Harry Mackay's going to have to step up heavily. So he probably kicks 4 or 5 round 1. Yeah, I think, Swans could be an all right side. I don't think they're going to do as well as they did last year, for obvious reasons. I think their confidence levels are going to be shattered. Obviously, 2022, the confidence levels were shattered in the Granny. Had a pretty average 2023 season. Then 2024, they were back at it, and who's to say what they'll do this year? Logan McDonald's done his ankle. He'll be out. Harry Cunningham, foot. He'll be out round 1. Jesse Datoli, I think, they only must have picked him up this year, but he's injured his back, so he won't play. Errol Gordon, ankle. William Edwards, he's got a leg injury, so he won't play. Caden Cleary, suspended for 2 weeks. Jack Butler, done his shoulder, and Patrick Snell, hamstring. So those are all the people who will not be playing at all round 1. I think Sydney will finish 6 to 12. Yeah, where does everyone think they will finish? I don't remember where I put them in my ladder predictions, but I think they probably finished 6th, roughly around that. I think Jeremy Cameron will win the Coleman. I think he's a genuine shout at the Coleman. I think he's arguably the favourite. Yeah, you can't back in Jesse Hogan to win back-to-back anymore, especially since he's going to be missing the first 3 weeks of the season. I feel like if you're going to win the Coleman, you can't miss any games. You can't miss any games if you're going to win the Coleman. But yeah, if anyone's not yet liked the stream, feel free to do so. If you want to chuck a cheeky donation, I'll absolutely scream my head off. 8th Sydney, yeah, it's a genuine shout. All right, coming to the final 2, I think. Is it the final 2? Yes, West Coast and the Western Bulldogs. But we're going to talk about the West Coast Eagles now. Good to see Eagles John in here. I reckon for the Coleman medal will be someone nobody would expect. Like who? Or is that Kako? Who is someone who can win the who's someone that's a shout at the Coleman this year, but like nobody would pick them? I don't know, just having a look at like forwards, like Ollie Henry, but you'd back in Jeremy Cameron, Georgiades maybe, Josh Tracy, honestly, yeah, maybe a Josh Tracy, he would not be a first pick, but he's not completely out of it for the Coleman. Jai Amos. Yeah, like a Jai Amos or something. I don't know, like someone who wouldn't be a first pick, but is not completely out of it. Charlie Cameron. I don't see it being a small forward though. I think Charlie Cameron finished 13th, around that in the Coleman. Last year, he kicked a fair few last year, but I don't think it's going to be. I think you're going to catch a small forward winning a Coleman medal for a while. Maybe a 22 to 25-year-old getting in. Yeah, possibly. Anyway, the Eagles. Dom Sheed not playing because some injury or whatever. So sucked in, buddy. Kicked 44 last season. Yeah, right. So let's pull up the Eagles. Round 1, they've got the Gold Coast Suns, and it's their home game, the Eagles. It doesn't say any of their injuries, but I know they have got injuries. Harley Reid, obviously, winning the Rising Star Award. No, did not win the Rising Star Award, but some would argue he probably deserved it. He won Goal of the Year, though, which probably wasn't deserved, in my opinion. Should be on for a bigger year this year. Ruben Jinby, he's definitely a player you should be looking out for. Third year in the AFL, so definitely keep your eye out on him. Liam Baker from Richmond, they've picked him up. So yeah, keep an eye on him. Jake Waterman, as we're on the topic of Coleman medal, he's a shout for the Coleman. Bo Allen, they picked him up in the draft period, so I think if he's anything like Harley Reid was last year, West Coast fans should be getting up and about. But I just don't think they're going to finish as high as some people are hoping. Eagles 18th. Prime Miguel would beat Prime Robbie. If we're talking about Cobra Kai, which if you're talking about Prime Miguel from Cobra Kai versus Prime Robbie from Cobra Kai, I think you're spot on there. You're spot on. Eagles injuries at the moment is Elliot Yeo, Dom Sheed, Campbell Chesser. Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, g'day, Grass. I think Eagles bottom 4 this year again. I'd say 16th or 15th. I think 18th, obviously, Richmond. I think 17th will be a team that nobody's expecting. I had Adelaide 17th, which realistically probably isn't going to be the case. So yeah, 17th I can be just someone like just a random fucking team, and then 16th probably West Coast, and then 15th North Melbourne. So I think that's probably what the bottom 4 is looking like. And yeah. All right, let's move on to the final team. Let's move on to the final team. Eagle, yeah, okay. Being the Western Bulldogs. West Coast 12th, I think we will run. 12th, really? Okay, Shannon Humphreys. The Bulldogs could finish 17 since they have half a team out at the moment. You're not wrong. They've got Adam Chalor out, Mark Bonampelli, Cody Waitman. Who else is out? Who else are big names that are out? Jamal Ugle-Hagan, he's not injured, but obviously he's got personal issues. I don't know. We don't know how long he's going to be, how much game time he's going to be missing. But he hasn't been showing up to any Bulldogs training sessions because of that either. If he's not been training, if he hasn't been putting in the hours at training, it's just going to be sort of hard to him actually coming AFL season. And he was such a good player last year and obviously previous years as well. He's an absolute gun. I'm sure he finished. Did he finish top 10 in the Coleman? I swear he finished high. He did finish high. He finished 15th, getting 43 goals. So, yeah. I reckon Eagles won't win a single game. Fucking hell, guys. I don't think the Dogs make finals, though. I think maybe 12th. Maybe. I don't even remember what I said in my ladder predictions. I don't even remember what I said in my ladder predictions. I probably predicted in 10th or some shit. I don't think I predicted in the 8th though. I reckon Dogs drop a bit this year. They don't make finals, and I think with all their injuries early on, and even I feel like by the time all those players are back, it's just going to be too late. And kicked 40 plus. Yeah, he did. Bulldogs would be way better than bottom 4 with a full team. Yeah, no, they won't finish bottom 4. I think they're probably from 14th to 9th, I think, is probably the range that they're going to be looking at this year. The Dogs. If anyone else wants to mention anything about this team, go ahead. Because I feel like I've pretty much run out of stuff to say. I guess I'll pull up their list. Talk about a few players that maybe you should look out for. I got North Melbourne round 1, which they're actually not guaranteed to win that, to be fair. I guess Rory Lobb could step up heavily this year. Obviously going back to the dark hair again. Got rid of the blonde. So maybe that's the thing that's been letting him down in the past. Sam Darcy. He was a pretty good player last year. So he could maybe be on for a good year. Once again. Who else can I say? Liam Jones is injured from memory. Liberatore, is he injured? If not, he could be a good player. Well, he will be a good player regardless. Poulter! Come back to Collingwood, mate. Come back to Collingwood, brother. Jason Johannessen's injured, so that's unfortunate. Tim Mink. Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my fucking God. What the fuck? What the fuck? How the fuck have I done that? Oh, my neck. Okay, I'm just going to wrap this around my fucking toe. Till the end of the stream. Okay. That should be good enough. Okay. Rumored to be at the Lions next season. Where have you heard that? Where have you heard that Jamal Ugle-Hagan is going to the Lions? Where have you heard that? Bulldogs do not have good young players. I don't know. I think the Dogs should do just fine. Not good enough to the point where they can make finals, but I think maybe they'll be back there in 2026. But that is it. That is all I have for you guys regarding the preview of the AFL season. So if there's anything else you guys want to mention, be my guest. But other than that, we're going to end the stream very, very shortly. What have you done? What have I done? What do you mean, what have I done? Oh, with my toe. I was just moving my toes around just randomly, and then I sort of I don't even know what I did, but I sort of kicked my toe sort of hit something on my table, on my desk I'm in. Now my toe's bleeding, so yeah, not great. Yeah, this stream honestly did not perform as well as I hoped, but it just seems like tonight was not the night for streaming. I know Chris streams tonight, and his stream didn't go too well, and I mean, I know his laptop crashed and also he had to end early, but I saw his viewer count, it wasn't very high, and I think Coast Club was Coast Club live? I'm pretty sure Coast Club live, but he probably ended early because his chat was dead. That's typically the way he goes. Oh no, he is still live. Good on him. Good on him. Has more views than me. Fucking hell. That's bad. Go for another 15 minutes. Not if no one has anything to say. Collingwood could have the best forward line. I think in my eyes, they do, but yeah, I don't know. They probably don't, realistically. But I think we will end it there. I'm about to click end stream, so if anyone wants to say anything now, get it in. Get it in. We'll end the poll, I guess. Everyone was being very biased towards their own team. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there, ladies and gents. Cheers, everyone, for watching. If you guys did enjoy, could you please show me that by leaving a like on the stream? I'll keep the stream public regardless of how poorly it did. I'll see you all in the next stream.